Hello?
Hello.
You hear me
Assalamu
now?
alaikum. I
Walaikum
can
salam.
hear you now. I
Alright.
fixed my microphone.
All right, my friend. Muhammad, how I can help you, Muhammad?
Yeah, so I've been listening to your YouTube channel for about a month, and I always finish the whole 1.5 hour or 2 hours that you've been talking about the religion Islam, and it seems that you are very educated, and I have done some research about you. It seems that you are very knowledgeable about the topic.
Okay.
And I have some, I'm in doubt, so I'm just trying to confirm the things that you have already been saying.
Okay.
And basically, I've been thinking about, I heard that when Muhammad made up the Quran, it never got written down until he died many years afterwards. Is this true?
Correct.
Because I can't.
Correct.
Okay, this is correct.
Yeah. Do you know?
And
But do you know why? Do you know why this happened?
from what I know, it seems that he didn't really give a shit. And
No. You see, in
no.
chapter, let us use a good words, the good language.
Okay, sorry.
Chapter
Excuse me.
75, chapter 75, verse number 17. It says,
Yeah.
Inna alayna jam'uhu wa qur'anahu. Allah said, supposedly, that it is the duty of Allah to collect the Quran and to recite the Quran, not the duty of any human being. This is why, in the beginning, the Muslims, they never collected the Quran, because simply this was really the duty of Allah.
Okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
This is the first time I hear you talking about it as well. I don't
Well, I
know
don't
for
talk
sure.
about everything I know, my friend. I'm like, you go to the library, unless you touch the book, you open it, you don't see what is inside, right? So you
Yeah.
mention a topic, so we go there. So now, here, you notice here, that Muhammad is claiming that the one who collect the Quran, it should be Allah. But this is proof Islam to be false, because never the Quran collected by Allah.
Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to reach as much hadith and Quran since I've been listening to you, because every single time I hear you talk, I read the chapter you're giving us, and I'm just like blown away, because right now I'm nearing my 27th birthday, and my whole family is religious, and I don't know anything except Islam. And as I got older and I got more exposed to the internet, and as you said it, you walked for I don't know how many hours to a library to just read a book. When I came, when the internet became very available to me and I started researching my own religion, I felt that this is strange. It's very strange. So I'm just trying to collect as much evidence for myself to make sure
how
that
long you are listening to me today?
I listened to you since the beginning of the
broadcast. So you saw what
broadcast.
happened with this gentleman before you, right?
Yeah, Angelo.
Okay, what do you think? Well, let us say if I am speaking to you, not him, from the beginning.
Yeah.
What do you think? What is your decision will be after all of this?
It seems that every single thing that you point out is accurate. I cannot deny it, because it's plainly written there, and I can understand Arabic a little bit, but when I go by word for word and I read what's there, it says just exactly how you say it. Some things get lost in translation. It almost seems that somebody is trying to cover up someone's behind, because there are a lot of mistakes.
So
what
that will lead you, my friend? You are, you are a smart person. You are watching. You are seeing. I never said something without showing proof. Correct?
Yes.
And all is from
Yes.
Islamic website, Islamic translation, Islamic print, Islamic reference. Nothing. I don't use the Bible to prove anything.
Yes.
Okay. So now what you with your you are a growing man, and you are watching for long. Not only this video today, you are watching for long. So isn't it enough after watching all what I showed? Isn't it enough to prove to you that Muhammad, there's no way he's from God?
That's true, but I have a lot of family members who I have discussions with, and sometimes it gets quite heated, and then I try to help others as well, and I try to see whatever I think is wrong or right. And it seems that sometimes they are still trying to, I mean, they're still able to convince me somehow.
Look, like how? Give me an example how they can convince you. Like what?
Like they say that some things are very hard to understand without the tafsir. But when I look at the tafsir, it seems that it's also rubbish. I find it very hard to pinpoint what's exactly wrong, because sometimes they give references and you can interpret it in certain ways because of Arabic language.
I will give you a tafsir. What is your education, my friend?
My education. What do you mean with
like,
education?
Did you go to school? Like, do you have some education?
Yeah, I currently busy with my university.
Okay, so
I have studied other things as well. So this is my third.
Okay, that's
degree.
That's wonderful. So you are a person who went to school. You are not like a, with my respect to everybody, some people did not have their chance to go to school, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Poor, yeah. But look with me. This is chapter Qaf, verse number 1. Qaf wal Quran al-Majid. You said you know a little bit of Arabic, correct?
Yeah, I can understand because I am personally from Morocco, and I'm not from the Arabic part of Morocco. I'm Amazigh, the Berber.
Amazigh, okay.
Yeah,
really,
yeah, the northern.
It says, from his narration on the authority of Ibn Abbas, that he said, in the interpretation of Allah saying Qaf. Qaf is a letter. Qaf, he says, it is an azure mountain overlooking this world, and the color of the sky takes from it. Allah swear by it. Now your family, they say to you, you cannot understand unless you read the interpretation. Okay, this is the interpretation. What we will do now? There's a mountain surrounding the earth, and it's blue, and the sky taking its color from it.
Yeah, this is strange. Exactly how you point out many things. This is also what I stumble upon, and I notice that it's very incorrect and it makes no sense. And I don't know what I need to do with this kind of piece of information that somebody spent so much time making this up. Very confusing.
And there is no reason for somebody as a Muslim to lie about his religion, right? I mean, those are scholars, those are not Christians, right?
Yeah, and exactly.
Yeah. So if we go and have you ever heard of a scholar? His name is Ibn Kathir.
Yeah, Ibn Kathir, I know him. Yeah.
Okay, who is Ibn Kathir? Muslim, they say, some of them, they say that Ibn Kathir is a very big scholar, but you will notice that the Muslims, when they want, they like Ibn Kathir. When they want, they don't want Ibn Kathir. Have you ever heard of a chapter? It's called Al-Qalam.
Not sure. Maybe I know the what's written inside, but not necessarily the chapter name.
I'll show you the verses. Chapter 68, verse number 1. Have you ever read this verse?
I probably have read it, but sometimes, also when I was younger, I was reading Quran the whole time, but Arabic's not my primary language.
Okay.
So I read it without knowing what it actually says.
Okay. Well, if we go, let us see if we can get the interpretation for it in English. This is a chapter 68, verse number 1. Let us go here. Always take into your consideration that Muslims, they are not giving you a correct, let us say, an honest translation. Ibn Kathir in Arabic is not the same as in English. If we read here, it says, by the pen, apparent, meaning that he's referring to the actual pen that used to write. But here there's a verse before it says, Qaf, and the similar to them from the individual letters that appear in the beginning of the Quran chapters. This has been discussed in length previously, and there's no need to repeat. When you see translator, they say that it's mean he is hiding something. Let me show you what he is hiding. This is Ibn Kathir in Arabic. It says here, and this is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And here you notice how they lie and they fabricate in the translation. It says, نون هو حوت عظيم على تيار الماء العظيم المحيط. Do you understand what I'm saying or you don't?
Not really.
Okay.
I catch no ball.
Noon is a big whale on the ocean, and he is carrying the 7 earths, as the Imam Abu Ja'far ibn Jurayj he said, ibn Jarir. And then he continued, says, Allah, he created Noon, and he made the steam go up, and then from there he opened a hole in the sky, and he made the earth flat, and all of this in the top of the whale Noon. And then Noon, he start moving, so the earth start moving and shaking. So Allah, he decided to put mountains in the top of the earth, so the earth will not move. Where we can find that in the English translation? It's gone. Period.
Yeah, I also experienced this. You are completely right.
Yeah, and here let me show you. If we go to the chapter Moon, the same chapter we are talking about, okay, which is 68:1. If we go here, this is why you cannot learn Islam from Muslims, because simply, especially if you don't know Arabic, you know, they fabricate, they don't give you the true answer. Read carefully with me. This is Ibn Abbas. Your family, they say to you, you will understand the Quran only if you read the interpretation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And let us read together. And from his narration and the authority of Ibn Abbas, that he said regarding the interpretation of Allah saying Noon. Noon, he says, Allah swear by Noon. I mean, that's funny. Allah swear by Noon. Why Allah swear by Noon? People, they swear by something bigger than them, more important. Then, which is a whale that carries the earth on its back while in water, and beneath which is a bowl, and under the bowl there is a rock, and under the rock there is a dust, and none knows what is under the dust save Allah. Here, look at look at the honesty. Like, come on. I mean, we know everything, and behind the dust we do not know. Don't ask me, please. That's it. You know. So what is this? This is religion. The Muslims are reading this for centuries and they believe in it, and now the Muslims, they will try to hide it from you. And then not only that, okay, are we done? We're not done. The name of the whale is Luwish, not Luwish Farrakhan. This is different Luwish, and it said it is Lotaya. The name of the bowl is Bahamut, and some they say it is the Lahut or Liwana. I mean, look how many names already. I mean, they are not sure. And the whale is in the sea called Adwad, and it's like a small ball in a huge sea. The sea is in a Hollywood rock, whereby there's 4,000 cracks. Amen. They knew even how many cracks there. And until now, science could not dive to the deep ocean, but the Muslims, they dive already, and they count the crack in the ground. And then from each crack, water spring coming out from the earth. And it's, are we done? No, we are not done. And it's also said that Noon is one of the name of Allah. Like, what the heck? A second he was a whale, now it's a name of Allah.
I'm writing this down. This is the most interesting bedtime story I've seen past months. I've been listening to you.
Well, my friend, keep listening and you will hear every day a story. Islam is nothing but a madness. And you know, look, I mean, the story continue. But you see how they hide in the translation in Ibn Kathir. In Ibn Kathir in English, we cannot find this. We can find it only in Arabic. So you need to ask yourself, why the one who translated the interpretation, he did not translate? Because it's very embarrassing. This is obviously, it's very embarrassing. So we cannot translate that to you. Otherwise, everybody will laugh at us.
Yeah. Oh my God, man! This is like a whole new level of stupidity. I mean, most of the time I lay in my bed and I hear your stories, and I'm close my eyes, I off my phone, I can hear you talk, and I laugh sometimes because it gets so hilarious. But this, the more I keep digging, the more I feel that there is no.
So my friend, you just called Islam stupidity. So why you don't say I am out of Islam?
Yeah, I think I just needed this confirmation.
Okay, so
I think I don't feel Muslim at all.
So can you say I am out of Islam?
Yeah, I can say it. I'm out of Islam,
that's
definitely.
Beautiful, my friend. That's beautiful. I'm so happy for you. Very happy for you.
Thank you.
Now I want to ask you a question. What do you think about Christianity?
I mean, I studied a lot of science during school, and I have my own questions regarding God. I don't know if there's a God. I don't know if there's not. I'm not decided. I'm not atheist or whatsoever.
Okay.
But there are so many religions. So to me, it feels like, did somebody create our universe, and so on and so on. I just don't know the answer, and I'm searching for an answer. Sometimes I feel that I have no connection to God. Sometimes I feel there's a higher power. My wife is Christian, and I always respect her religion, and I respect Christianity way more than Islam because it's way more peaceful. But when I look at the past of the religion, it seems it has not always been so peaceful. So I have my questions, but when I listen to you, it almost feels like you're not associating yourself with the past, which has a lot of bloodshed and so on, but you just have it seems that you have a personal connection to God and Jesus.
Let me correct you, my friend. You see, always when you understand history, you cannot just read about it. You have to live the history. So if they say to you, there is a history of a blood, and then you say history of who? Is that history of Christianity or history of Christians? So there's a huge difference. What if I show you now history that Christian Prince was in jail? Are you going to judge Jesus because of me?
No.
Okay, what I have to do with Jesus? That's not even fair. I don't judge Islam because somebody he is a criminal. I judge Islam by the founder of Islam, by Muhammad. Nobody can say Muhammad was a bad Muslim, right? So I mean, if you say he's not a Muslim, that would be funny, right?
Yeah, but he was quite a bad person.
Okay, but he's a bad person, no problem. But but the question is, you cannot, I'm not judging Islam because a guy, his name is Osama bin Laden. I'm judging Islam by what Muhammad did. So if you want to judge Christianity, my friend, you don't judge it by Christian Prince, regardless if a Christian Prince is a decent man or not. You judge it by the Messiah himself. And here I say to you, do you find a better name than his name? Do you find better teaching than his teaching? Do you find better wisdom than his wisdom? Do you find more truthful, loving, and same time extremely wise than him? So as long as you go to school, let us practice one sentence of Jesus. He said, love your enemy. What do you say about this sentence?
Sounds quite nice. I find it very hard myself to hate somebody because it's so bad. It feels so wrong.
Yeah, but
and you always
listen, yeah, he's your enemy. He is your enemy. He's already your enemy, and he says you love your enemy. And look what that will do. If every single human being practice one sentence of Christ's teaching, you say that Christianity is a religion. Christianity is not religion. It is not. Christianity is a belief in the mighty God. It's not a religion. You love your enemy, and I love your enemy, my enemy, and every one of us in this earth love the enemy. There's no enemy left. The earth became heaven. So the message of Jesus to us is to live in heaven right now, not even tomorrow. Yes, there is heaven to come, but if you believe in Jesus, you can be in heaven. Because when you love your enemy, and all of us, we love our enemies. We do not need a police. We do not need an army. We do not need, because everybody became a loving person. A loving person will not steal. A loving person will not kill. A loving person will not rape. A loving person will not allow somebody to die hungry in the street. He will not be greedy. Just one sentence of the teaching of Christ can beat all the wisdom and the wise man in the world. One sentence can solve the problem of all mankind. And this is why, my friend, I believe that he is the Almighty God, for nobody can be wise as he is.
Is there something I can read up about on Jesus and God, because I would like to know more.
Read the four gospel, my friend, the four gospel. But as I said to you, I mean,
Yeah.
one sentence for me is a gospel. Just one sentence, because that sentence can solve all our problems. All the evil we have is based because we don't, when you love your enemy, that's mean you love everybody. That's it. There's nobody, there's no limit. Human being have a problem that he love himself, but he don't love people. Even if somebody love a family because they provide him something, like I don't want to be lonely, so I love my children. Maybe I don't want to be lonely, so I love my wife. But you will see the Messiah, he come to us with extreme love, exceeding the limit and the mind of a human mindset. Love your enemy. So we live in our world with love, and then love will come back to me. Because if I love everybody, then everybody love everybody, which means including me. I'm a winner. You know what I mean?
Yes, I understand. But then on the other side, I have some atheists saying things like, but how can a God be so powerful? How can he make a stone bigger than himself that he cannot even carry? And if he cannot, then he's not the strongest,
well,
and so on.
You see, this is because of their ignorance. Because Jesus, when he carried the cross, Jesus, he come to us as a normal human being, as a man. But in the same time, isn't it the Bible says that Jesus, he was controlling the nature. Jesus, he healed the blind. Jesus, he resurrected people from death. So they remember only that thing he cannot carry. So why so what? He is coming in the form of a human being. As simple as that. The flesh of a human being. He did not come as a, like what they want, Batman. If Batman exists, that is God. I mean, so he is coming in a form of a human being, yet he do what no human being can do. So the silliness of some people sometimes, that they pick up their cherries from all the story of Jesus. You remember only this one. If you want to be fair, remember the rest.
Then I have another question. I understand your point. I absolutely do.
Okay.
In what form does God come?
From what?
In what form?
What form?
In what shape?
In Christianity, God is a spirit. So our God, he can come in any form he wants, because simply he is God. He's Almighty. That's why we call it. What the word Almighty mean? Do you know?
Yeah. The best there is.
No, he can do whatever he wishes. So he can come to us as a man. Actually, the Bible says, like when the Messiah, he was baptized, they saw like a spirit in the image of the shape of a bird, and they heard a sound say, "This is my only begotten son." So God, he can come to us in any way he wants. God, he came to Abraham as a man, and Jesus said, "Before Abraham, I am, and Abraham knows my day." So he came to Abraham as a man, and why not? If God cannot come as a man, he cannot be God anyway, because if he cannot be something, that means he is limited. You know what I mean?
I understand. It sounds way better than what Islam has to teach when it comes to him having hands and sitting on a chair.
The Quran says how Allah can have a son if you don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So Allah saying he cannot have a son because he don't have a girlfriend. Our God do not need a girlfriend to have a son. Secondly, we don't understand that God, he have a son in a physical way, which means God, he have sex with the women, and then they give birth to a person. His name is baby Jesus. That's not a story. So the Quran always speak in a let us say in a very poor IQ, very poor IQ. Like you can tell that the one who is making the Quran did not even go to, the Muslims, they say that Muhammad was illiterate, right? But
you also said on his dying bed or whatever, when he was about to die, he gave me a piece of paper and pen or whatever.
Actually, I don't agree he's illiterate. That's what the Muslim says, but that's not the question.
Yeah.
Illiteracy, my friend, is not about being knowing how to write, how to read. Illiteracy is about being ignorant, and this is what the Quran says. The Quran never said Muhammad did not know how to write, how to read, but how you can confirm to the ignorant, to say to them your prophet was not illiterate. The Quran, but the Quran says that. You see, if you go in the Quran, the problem that Muslims do not want to listen. You go in the Quran, chapter 2, verse number 78. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. What the verse saying? We can change the translation if you want. I don't know what translation you like to read. We can go, let us say, Yusuf Ali.
Yeah, it's any translation is okay with me.
All of them, they are wrong, by the way. I don't take any one of them, but you know, as always, we say customers come first. You know, this is customer first policy. Okay, this is Yusuf Ali. Okay, and they are among them illiterate who know not the book. Do you see it?
Yes.
So who is illiterate according to Quran? The one who don't have a book, who do not know a book. Nowhere in the Quran says that illiteracy is about knowing or not knowing how to write, how to read. The Quran confirm in many verses, but Muslims are, what I can say, I don't want to say something, it's very embarrassing. The whole Quran says it clearly that the illiteracy the Quran speak about is about not knowing the true God, and you don't have a book. That's why the Quran called the Christians and the Jews people of the book.
Yeah, I hear it quite often.
Yeah.
What does it say in Arabic when it comes to illiteracy?
That's it. Ummi. This is, you see the word illiteracy is ummi. Here you go. This is the word the Muslim they say that Muhammad is ummi because it says in the Quran that he is ummi. But ummi is taken from the Jews. You know, the Gomai in the Bible is the one who is, they are from the nations. They are not believers in God, so they call them illiterate. You know, all those verses in front of us. It says and confirm that. As an example, it says here. Chapter 3 verse number 20, they say, and say to those who were given the scriptures, the Jews and the Christians, and those who they are illiterates. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Why they are illiterates?
Because they're Arab pagans, they don't know a book.
So here we can confirm that what the Quran and Islam teach about illiteracy is about knowing God. But those funny Abdul, they don't want to listen. So when I debate them, I say, okay, you want to say your prophet is illiterate? No problem. But I can't do, I give up. You know, it's like somebody, he want to prove to me that his prophet is a donkey. Okay, I agree with you, no problem. Illiterate. At the end of the day, he's illiterate because he is illiterate about the Bible, he is illiterate about God, he's illiterate about everything. And yet he claimed that he is the most knowledgeable person.
So right now I'm like 60% there. Like for 60% I believe it, but there's still like a big piece where I find it.
My friend, you already left Islam and we are happy for you.
Absolutely.
So you know, trust me. I am not going to invite you for something bad, which me myself am happy to have. If a Christianity, if being with a Christ is something ugly, nobody is forcing me. I live in America. I am a free man. I can be an atheist in a second.
Exactly.
So why in the world I want to believe in him? And I think you can tell I am not a low IQ person.
Yes.
So why in the world I want to believe in the Messiah? And why I want to invite you to believe in him? Let me tell you something, my friend. Your name is Muhammad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Muhammad. Time go fast, and nobody guarantee what is going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow might never come. Maybe to me, maybe to you. I might go to sleep, never wake up. It happened to millions of people before us. It happened every day. Do we agree?
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
So what is my guarantee that even tomorrow will come? I am inviting you right now to accept the Messiah. The Messiah, he said clearly, there's no salvation but by me. I am the truth. I am the resurrection. I am the Alpha. I am the Omega. So I am inviting you now to accept, because this is an opportunity might not come to you tomorrow. You never know. Maybe an
Yeah,
hour
but
from now, me and you, maybe we die.
yeah, but how about if um, I feel that almost to a point that I'm trying to believe, but deep inside, I feel like I'm still not all the way there. So even if I would accept it, it still feels like I'm not honest
No, I don't
because,
want you to accept if you don't believe.
yeah,
No, no, no. We don't do that. We don't say Shahada in Christianity. No, no. I'm not asking you to say I accept the Christ if you don't accept the Christ. You have to be honest, because even that, if you do that, still you're not saved. You're not saved. You know,
yeah,
you have to say it from your heart. You have to be a believer. You know, the Messiah, he said, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord. So saying to him, Lord, will not save you, my friend, unless you believe in him and you follow him. So I am asking you to believe and to follow, not to say I accept. Saying I accept is just to announce your belief, but not just to say a statement and that will save you.
I understand. I understand you completely. So that's why I don't want to do
All
like
right, my
a
friend.
false conversion
No, no, I don't want
where,
you to do that.
oh,
I don't
yeah,
want you to do that.
when in about a week I might still have doubts, and then,
All right,
you know, I will feel that I will personally feel that, okay, I was not ready yet to do it.
no problem, my
Because
friend.
personally, like I said, my wife is Christian, her whole family is Christian, and they have know nothing else than Christianity. I've also uh, back in when I first was dating her like 3 years ago, I went to a church, and then it felt still very strange to me. I just wanted to experience because I've always been very open to everything, and
All right, my friend. You know,
uh,
I will pray for you, and I ask everybody here in the chat, please pray to our brother here, Muhammad, so the Lord will open his eyes and will bring him to see the truth, and the truth will set him free. We pray, my friend, that the Lord will help you, will guide you, will open your eyes, and he will receive you. He said, knock at my door and I will open for you. So please, my friend, all what I'm asking you, don't say anything, just knock at his door. Say to him, Lord, I want to know you, the Messiah, the Christ, the great name, though everybody speak about you, where are you? I want to know you. Show yourself to me and tell me more about you. Let me see you, let me know you. Then I will believe. And my friend, he will answer your question, and he will answer to you. And I will be happy to have you again in my program here. Anytime you feel you have a question, you want to talk to me, you want to say I accept Christ and give us the great news, or even says I don't want to accept, you are welcome to call me.
yeah, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the prayers. I've been following the chat as well. I appreciate everybody being so nice and everything. I can really feel the warmth from the Christian community, and it's like completely different from Islam, where as soon as you have doubts, it's like kafir billah, you know, astaghfirullah, and that kind of stuff. So I definitely appreciate all the prayers, but to a certain point, I even envy people who have beliefs, because right now I feel like I'm without any faith. And like I said, I've always been searching, because sometimes I lay in my bed and I'm thinking, what is this all for? And it makes no sense. But then I'm thinking, I can just live my life and be happy. But
Right, my friend.
there's always this
I'm
certain,
happy for you. First of all, regardless what your decision. First of all,
yeah,
you did the right thing today. You decide to leave Islam at least, which means now you are ready to receive the good news. Because the first thing we need to do before we can build a house is to establish, let us say, the corners of the house, you know, the rocks of the house. And the rocks of the house cannot be built on sand. So now you got rid of the sand, and now you are seeing the rocks. So now you can build. So we prayed for you, and everybody is praying for you. And let us pray, all of us together, that soon the Lord, he will bring you, and he will make you, and he will help you to build your house, a house with your beautiful family, beautiful wife, children, to be all of you enjoying the word and the teaching of Christ. And you will see how amazing that life will be. Actually, there is something I did not share with anyone. All of you, you know, I was, for the last week having very hard time, blood pressure. Even I bought blood pressure to see what's wrong happening with me. And I tried, I mean, really horrible. I cannot even concentrate. And then I decided yesterday to pray a deep prayer from my heart. And for sure, this is the deep prayer. It's about me. I said, Lord, I need my head. I'm using it. Please help me. And I woke up as if nothing happened in my life, as if I have no pain, as if, as you see, I'm speaking now for how many hours? I
Yeah.
just made a prayer, and the Lord, He always is there. For sure, you know, some people, they might say to you, there's many people, they pray. The Lord, He always act in a mysterious way. When you speak really from your heart, when you are a person, especially if you know, if you are, if you are his servant, if you are his soldier, if you are a person not asking for yourself, then the story is different. So don't think about yourself as much you think about what is right. Think about what is right. Say to him, Lord, please show me what is right. It's not about you, it's not about me, it's always about what is right.
Absolutely. If there's a God, I would absolutely want him to guide me and achieve the most I can in my life and make as many people happy around me as well. And I'm, from my profession, I'm a social worker. Helping people is the only thing I do. So it's a nice feeling to help other people and to pray for other people as well. But the last time when I experienced such thing, when I was still religious, because then I still believed in in some kind of God, and now, like I said, I'm still searching, and I really hope I can find God, and I will.
My friend, I will be happy to receive. I'm not going to, because I feel like I'm putting pressure on you. I don't want to do that.
So, no. I don't feel any pressure at all. Sometimes when I hear you talk to people, maybe they feel pressure to immediately convert. I don't feel that. I'm very outspoken, and I always try to be honest. And I also heard you yelling, Abdul. Okay, for me, it's maybe funny, but for you, you're having high blood pressure, you know, then I also feel very sad for you. But I completely understand your point. And I think this is also the right way for me to be deciding it on by myself and coming to a conclusion by myself.
All right, I agree with you. And I will be happy again to hear you soon. Let me know if you need any help. And with this, I will say good evening or good night for you. And I hope to see good news from you soon. All right?
Yeah.
Before you go, I advise you to start reading the 4 Gospels. You know, just read them. But when you read the Gospel, my friend, try to read to know, not to judge. You know, which means try to learn. I mean, I'm learning now about who is this Christ, what he's talking about. So open your heart and don't be a person who is like consider this as a book of a novel, or you know, this is not. So you have to read it in very special way, and try to live the story, not only to read the story. It's like, you know, try to make it like as if you are watching a movie, and you are in the movie, not a person who is standing in front of the screen. So try always, when you read something, the Messiah, he said, try to imagine yourself, you are between those audience, and then you can understand better.
Okay, I will absolutely do that.
All right, my friend. Thank you very much for calling. Anything
I have one last question. Which language do you recommend me to read it in?
Well, I don't know which best language for you. What is your best language? English?
No, Dutch is my best language.
Then you read it in the best language, because you have to understand it perfectly. Always translation, by the way, is going to give some limitation, but with you know, with the help of the Lord, will be good.
Is it possible to find it in the original scripts?
Because you have to read it, and then you don't speak the language. Do you speak Hebrew? Do you speak Greek? No.
But I know people who can, though.
Yeah, but it's you who's going to read it, not them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's better to read it in the language, best language for you.
Okay.
And Christianity is not like Islam. You have, like, you know, they pray in Arabic, but yet you don't understand Arabic. You know, I mean, you can pray in any language you want. You know, you can pray even without saying any word.
It's almost like Allah only understands Arabic.
Right, because this is the God of the Arab. You know, it's an Arabian religion.
Yeah.
Anyway, my friend, thank you very much for calling.
Okay, man. Blessings to you. I hope you can manage our high blood pressure. Don't let those
God is
ignorant people make you angry. Always try to calm down and don't get your health like in a bad shape or whatsoever, because sometimes they can really hear you yell so much, and I feel so sad for you. So please,
what we can do, sometimes I feel sorry for them, and I lose my. At the end of the day, I'm a human like everybody, and
Yeah,
you lose your patient. I mean, you repeat the same stupid thing, and still somebody don't want to get, and that what make you upset. It's
yeah,
not
but they
anything.
are so indoctrinated. But I think the small things that you say to them, it still plants a seed in their mind, and they will start to doubt.
It
And as
what,
soon
my
as they
friend?
research themselves,
Have
that's
you
what happened to me.
saw ever like a faucet dropping water for a long time?
Yeah,
Do you know what the faucet can do? A drop of water in the rock down beneath is going to make a hole,
yeah,
and this is what we do here.
exactly.
Thank you
That's
very much.
why I also try to do the same thing what you do to other people around me now that are also still Muslim, because I still see too many Muslim people do crazy things just because of their religion, even though they live in Western Europe and
Yeah.
they believe in a faith which is not compatible with the life they're leading here right now, because of the rebel and all the crazy things, the hijab, people missing opportunities, job opportunities just because they have to wear the hijab, parents hitting their children. I've seen everything myself. I've seen the bad side of Islam because I've lived it for so long, and it's really horrible to see it. So to a certain extent, most people don't even know how bad Islam is, and they have so
So,
many.
like you yourself look like struggling with Islam for a while, and but you don't want to say I decide to leave it because it's kind of too much to do that. Like you are already listening to me and watching my videos, and
Yeah,
already you agree that this is no way this is from God. But you see here you need to take some change in your life. If you are convinced of something, don't wait. I mean, what the point? Just because my family they believe in the same
yeah.
thing? I
It's
mean,
it's because of my parents. I feel very sad for my mom because sometimes when I make a small hint, my mom is like
I understand.
seven,
I understand.
70 plus,
I
and I
understand.
cannot.
Yeah.
If I say something, she will think I am possessed by Satan or whatever, and she will just cry for days long. She will never understand.
What you can
So
do.
to me, it's very hard and very
I
difficult
know it's
because it
emotional.
causes me a lot of pain.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Okay, my friend. I had to let you go, and feel free to call me when you feel like talking again. All right?
It is good. Thank you very much,
Take
man.
care. Take
Have a
care.
good night.
Take care. You too. Bye bye. All right. I think we have a good time today. I'm not going to stay longer. You know. You see, like we talk about, I made a prayer to the Lord and He answered my prayer, but doesn't mean I'm not going to get sick. I might even die tomorrow. That will not change my faith in the Lord, because simply, you see, it is you are doing something, and whatever your duty is in earth, it doesn't change anything. That at the end of the day, you are under the nature and the law of the nature of a human being. You will die, you will get sick, you might get killed, you might have an accident, and always don't judge the Lord by things happen to you. You are born to die, my friend. You are born to die. What Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. They are dead, burying the dead. Always remember that. So don't be the same as the atheist. Say, okay, why this person he have a cancer? He was a Christian, good a Christian, but cancer have nothing to do with being good a Christian or bad a Christian. Cancer happened to atheists, to believers, disbelievers, all kind of people. The Bible says that the Lord He created the sun to raise above the good and the bad, and all they will get the benefit of it. So we are out of heaven, and the day we are out of heaven, that's mean we are out to die. And the only way to come back to this heaven is to be with the Lord. So you will be sick even if you are a believer. You will die even if you are a believer. You might get killed. You are a believer. That will not change anything. But there's a huge difference between somebody he is a believer and someone he is not. Death means nothing to me except seeing the Lord soon. Death to someone he don't believe is horrible. There is a story about a monk. He is dying. They ask, the other monks, they ask for a doctor to come and see him. Maybe he can help him. The doctor get in, he check him out. The guy is very old. He said to him, I don't think you will live until tomorrow. You are in a very bad shape. And then he came out, the doctor, and he told the others, he said, I think your brother, he lost his mind. They said, why? He said, I just told him you will die by the end of maybe tonight. I mean, but he gave me a big smile. I just told him he would die. I think he lost his mind. They said, why you don't go and ask him why he is smiling after what you told him, if he can't talk? So he went inside. He said, I have a question. I just told you, you will die maybe in a few hours from now, and you give me a big smile. You did not say anything. Can you tell me why? Why you are so happy? You look so excited. The guy, he said, I spent all my life for this moment, and you are telling me I will see him soon, I will be with him soon, and I will not be happy. So for a believer, is like landing in the airport of God. For a disbeliever, it is the end. It is a terrifying moment. Which mean, even let us say a Muslim, they say atheists, they say whatever they say, Christianity is false. Even that will give you happiness even in the moment of death, for you are not left alone. Death for you is just a start of a journey. It is not the end of it. Death for them is the end, a very ugly end. So for us as a believers, sickness does not mean God he hate us. Absolutely not. Actually, it can be for your good sometime. When I was in Germany, I met with the Muslim women. I was invited by a brother Amir. You know Amir, right? You see his YouTube. I was invited by him to his, he have fiancé, family, and I was invited for like a lunch with them. Even though I don't really like to eat in anyone's house, but I've been forced really. I could not say no. And there they invited two ex-Muslims, one from Jordan and the other one was Lebanese. If you remember, the Lebanese lady who spoke to me in Skype and she decided to leave Islam. You remember her? The one, her brother is a sheikh from Hezbollah, big sheikh for the Shia. She was there. This woman, she started thinking about Christ after she had her cancer, not before. Look, she should deny God. She have cancer. Oh, sorry, not cancer. Sorry, not cancer. I'm mistaken. They told her like, you might die because she have a very hard problem. It's not cancer. It's my mistake. So she started thinking about accepting the Messiah after she been told that her life in a very bad shape and she might die anytime. So if death will bring me to Christ, death is welcome. If an illness will bring me to Christ, I would love that. I prefer to have any illness better than dying ignorant and going to where I don't like to go. So everybody, he have, let us say he received his ticket, he received his invitation in somehow. And some of us, we reject and we refuse, and some of us, we accept with happiness. Now, the one who rejects, he will pay the price. This invitation will not come every day, forever. Time will come, you breathe, and never breathe again. That's it. It was your last moment. After that, there's no solution. He gave you time, long time, and you reject. Once after once after once. And this is why I feel sorry actually for the Muslims, because You know, those who been in contact with the Christians, and Christian, they did their hard work to make them believe, and they refuse, those will be questions harshly, because it's not, you see, according to the Bible, if somebody never heard of Christ, he will be saved. He will be judged by what he knew. As an example, if somebody live in the jungle somewhere, like in Brazil, he never met anybody, he knows the Bible, anyone, he saw a sentence from a Christ. It's not fair to judge him, to say, okay, you did not accept Christ, we will let you go to hell. No. The Bible speaks carefully, saying that those people will be judged by their knowledge, which mean by what God gave them in their heart. There is something God he gave you when he created you, to know what is right and what's wrong. By that little knowledge which you have, you will be judged. And that is fair. So a person who knew about Christ and did he reject, he will be judged badly, which means his judgment will be different. And actually, this is fair. If somebody have a, let us say, he's born with mental illness, he will not be judged. God is about justice. This guy, he have no idea, he don't know what I'm talking about, right? He have a brain defect. This person considered the same as a child, he will go to heaven. Children in Christianity, they will go to heaven. So you will be judged by your knowledge. And the Muslims already, they knew. They've been taught, they've been told, and they reject. So you will be judged, and the judgment day is going to come. And the irony is, the Muslim believe that the one who will come in the judgment day is Jesus. But Muhammad the deceiver, he gave them different image and different name and different look of Jesus, for he decided to replace him, for he is the devil. This is why Muhammad, he changed his name to Muhammad, from Qasim to Muhammad. Muhammad mean the praised one. It's obvious that Muhammad is the devil, for he is claiming to be the praised one. There is no way a prophet who worship God, he called himself the praised one. This is a godly name. The praised one is a godly name, is not a name to be given to a man. How Muhammad yet claimed to be a man who worship God, serve God, but yet he gave himself a God name. It's an insult to be called Muhammad, for that is a name of God, the praised one. What a satanic way to make people praise you, by calling yourself the praised one. If Muhammad is the praised one, who is the praised to? Allah? Ask yourself such a question. I want to say, guys, thank you very much for being here. May the Lord bless you. Don't forget to download the videos. As you know, we don't keep our videos for long. And those who do not know, by the way, this is a website here. I have my account there in minds.com. Until now, not many of you subscribe. After I have all those 1,000 subscriptions, still people don't go there. I don't know why. It's a easy to log in, easy to create an account, and it's always good to have a backup account. And there I post my videos there, especially the one mostly like deleted, so you can find all reference, or at least you can find the name, you know, because you can search the same title for the last 24 hours and you can find the deleted video. So please download, log in that account there, or subscribe, and it's free. It's the same as Facebook and Twitter, and they guarantee freedom of speech. That's why I am there. They are not like Twitter and YouTube and Instagram. Even if you say hi, they say to you goodbye. There we can be free and we can talk. So I want to say thank you for being here. May the Lord bless you, and don't forget to pray to the gentleman who left Islam, Muhammad, and to pray to the other brother who accepted the Messiah, and he rejoined his family to be Christian and to worship the Lord. With this, Christ is Lord, Islam is false, and see you soon again. Take care.